Hello to all my Unbreakable Women healthcare heroes out there. This is Jules, and we are now in our fourth series of the Unbreakable Woman mini series. This is episode 4. So let me guess. You take care of your team, your patients, your paperwork, your family. But when was the last time you took care of yourself? You pour out from a cup that barely gets filled. You show up strong even when you are running on fumes. And you've probably told yourself there is no time for self-care. Not this season. But what if I told you self-care isn't selfish? It's strategic. You cannot lead others well if you're chronically neglecting yourself. In today's episode, we're not talking about bubble bath and face mask. We're talking about sustainable rhythms, fierce boundaries, and soul-level restoration, because you're not just leading a clinic. You're carrying a calling, and the kind of leadership requires fuel. So let's get into it. Here in episode 4, we've walked through a lot together already. This is episode 4. In episode 1, we claimed your identity as a leader. You stood in your God-given authority, even if no one handed you a roadmap. You stopped waiting for permission and started showing up with boldness. In episode 2, we focused on building unbreakable teams, creating culture, celebrating connections, and establishing clarity. You shifted from firefighting to team building. In episode 3, we stepped into empowered leadership. Remember episode 3? You learned how to cast vision, communicate with heart, and to let go of over-functioning. And so your team could rise and you could breathe. And now, we bring it back to you. Self-care is a strategy, not a luxury. Because isn't it true? You can't pour into others if you're constantly running on empty. And yet, that's exactly what so many new clinic managers are doing. You are showing up to serve while silently sacrificing your health, your peace, and your joy. But leadership doesn't have to come at the cost of your well-being. There is a better way. Here, I am going to share 3 anchors of sustainable leadership. Number 1, build in recovery rhythms. This could be a 5-minute exhale break and let it all go, release. How about a silent drive home? Or walk around the block and notice something new. It's not about escaping, it's about resetting. Number 2, set boundaries that serve you as a leader. Without boundaries, it leads to burnout. Yes. Say yes to what fuels you and say no to what drains you. You're allowed to do that. Number 3, give yourself permission to pause. You don't have to earn your rest. You don't need to apologize for taking care of your mind, your body, and spirit. Your team doesn't need your hands. They need your wholeness. When you lead from overflow, not from depletion, you become unshakable. So here's your mission this week. Block out time just for you, even if it's 10 minutes. Protect that time like a meeting with your future self, because it is. And write down 1 boundary you're going to reinforce starting today, and honor it. Ask yourself honestly, what does living whole look like for me this season? Because your well-being is not a luxury, it's a leadership strategy. And when you care for the leader within you, you multiply your capacity to lead others well. This may be the last episode in our series. No, it's actually not. There's episode 5. But because it's not the end. And then after 5, we have a bonus. A heart-to-heart warm-up moment with you leaders out there. A rhythm, it's a lifestyle, it's a legacy. So until next time, my friends, stand and deliver on leading well, and living whole. Aloha!